Thank you for allowing me to do this. There's been a lot of action going on in Jefferson City this past year. In the last 4 or 5 years, we've had not very much going on, and I'm really excited about what's going on in 2026. I think you're going to be surprised at how much there is. You want to start with the beautiful capital Missouri. I don't think any funds will happen in 2026, but hopefully the legislators will agree to do something to move forward on the $600 to $700 million interior renovations in the future. The block down is the Jefferson Building. There are 11 floors there, and the state has started remodeling each floor at a total cost of $37 million. They plan to have all the floors renovated in 2026. Up the street, a block down, up the street. Up the street, as we talked about the conference center. This is the final artist rendering of the conference center on Capitol Avenue. And as the mayor said, hopefully we're going to see something start, finalize, and get started in 2026. On East Capitol, this property is being transferred into a European Midwestern cultural dining restaurant. They actually opened last week. If you haven't been inside of it, it is gorgeous. I think it's going to be a very great asset. That's called Matriarch Chip. And this is the property that's next door to that, and that's done by Shane Campeter. He's redoing the restaurant, and he redid this, and they've already got that leased up, and he's going to be doing more projects on Capitol Avenue. This, of course, is the old Jewish funeral home. The Missouri Association of Counties have purchased that. They've gutted it out, and they're going to be spending $4.5 to $5 million redoing it, and they're starting on it now. This is across the street. This is the Missouri Chamber of Commerce. You can't see anything going on, but they are going to totally redo the interior of their building at several $1 million. Talking to Ken yesterday, and they're going to be redoing their conference room. It's kind of like a theater style, and it's going to hold up to about 150 people for meetings. This is a block farther down the street on Marshall Street. There's 31 units that are being redone. They should be completed in 2026. They are going to have, they're going to rent from between $850 to $1,850 a month. This is on down Chestnut Street. You can see it's very wide up here at the beginning, and they are in the process of widening that all the way down to the railroad tracks because of the state lab that's being built and other projects going on. This is the state lab that's being built, and that is going to be, that's a $183 million project the state's doing, 200,000 square foot. They're going to be moving 5 state agencies into that building, and they plan to have that completed in 2026. Across the street is the city doing their farmers market. All of these pictures were taken, most of them were taken in October when I started this, so this is very outdated. It's a lot further along now. That's going to be great to finally have a farmers market that you know it's going to be there, when it's going to be there, when it's going to be open. They're also putting in hookups for food trucks, which should be pretty interesting. Behind the 2 lab buildings is the former shoe factory, and the state of Missouri has purchased that building. Architectural drawings are being made, and the funding will be pursued in the 2026 legislative session. And they plan to have this historical completion done by 2029. Lincoln University. This is their new building, it's being built, 40,000 square foot, excuse me. And this is a $45 million project, and this will be used for the nursing and law enforcement programs. This is out east, out by Oscars, and this is a plan that was approved by the Missouri Housing Development Corporation, and that's going to be a 48 unit complex, and they are been through at the city of planning stages now, and they're going to break ground this summer. These are going to be affordable, workforce affordable housing in that $550 to $850 range. And this is on Elm Street. This is right behind Hawthorne Bank off of Eastland. These are going to be fourplexes done by New Horizons. And this is going to be for special needs families. They're all one bedroom, one bath units. And that's going to break ground this summer also. This is over to Elias. This is a $30 million project, and the field house has been completed, and it is going to have on one floor the archery program, one floor is the weight room, and one floor is for the wrestling. So they're not going to have to go into the gym all the time, tear things down, put it back together. And then next that's a picture of the performing arts. That's going to be an 1,100 seats auditorium for performing arts. Great addition. This is down Tanner Bridge Road, and Jerry Green is doing this project. He started it in late 2025. He's already got 5 houses going up there. And this is just another part of the workforce development. The city and JC Rep and everybody's been working on getting housing. Good affordable startup homes. Got the wrong slide. This is across the street from the credit union, or across the street from Taco Bell. You see the steel going up now. They call this the Missouri Credit Union, but their new name is Multiply Credit Union. Two credit unions that merged. And this is an artist rendering of what it's going to look like. Very modern. That's the front entrance, kind of looking over to Schulte's store. That's the interior look. It's going to be a 3-story building, very nice, several million-dollar project. This is on Christie Boulevard, former Frontier building. They are in the process of adding on a 20,000 square foot building, almost doubling the size of their space they have now. They plan to have that hopefully completed by late 26, maybe early 27. Here's an interesting one. This is the former Burger King building on Christie Boulevard, and there's a lot behind it. Both of those have been bought by Drury Automotive, but either this building or on the lot next to it is going to be Parlor Donuts. A new franchise coming to Jeff City, and I would not be surprised if every time you pick up your car at Drew, you're probably gonna get it done. But it's nice to see that building get redone. And whichever lot goes to the Parlor Donuts, the other one, Drew's gonna put in, add another used car lot. Down the street, can't say enough about this, is the sports complex next door to this Special Olympics. That is all complete now, except for the parking and different things. What's amazing here is I was talking to a board member, and they already have scheduled starting in March over 34 tournaments with several hundred people. So it's almost every week. What's going to happen in 2026. Great position. This is out on Route C and CC. That store has already opened. That's the DG Market, Dollar General expanded version. And in the city process right now, the people that own the lot next door to that are going through the process. It's probably going to be a convenience store to start up out there in 2026. This is about 2 blocks down the street. This is Dave Burke subdivision, 26 units, or 26 lots. And they are already, they've got 1 house completed, they've got 5 under contract, are started, and these are in that 400 plus range, but Dave Burke does a very nice job. This is on out Route C. It started last year. McBride Builders out of St. Louis has 80 acres under contract out here, and they were at City Council last night. They were going to be doing 230 homes in here, but after they did their technology reports about the land and everything, they found out Jeff City has a lot of rock. So they are downsizing the project from 230 to 140 units, and it's going to be a lot of green space. This is an idea of some of their houses. They have 1-story, 1.5, and 2-story units, and variable. Nothing's going to look the same. Really excited. They plan on starting on infrastructure in 2026. This is a very interesting, if you haven't driven out to the fairgrounds lately, out that way, this is the old Kolb building. The state of Missouri has decided in 2024 that they're going to move all of their warehouses around the state into Jefferson City. They got 14 different locations around the state. They're moving everything here. This is a 100,000 square foot building. They are totally remodeling it right now. And they're going to move all of FEMA and all their equipment into this building. They're redoing the HVAC system and everything. And across the street from that is a 250,000 square foot building that the state also bought along with about 17, 18 acres. And they are redoing that building now. They've been leasing it for many, many years, but they have purchased it. And then on this pad out here in front is, and all those cars back there, those are fleet cars for the state of Missouri. And they're going to build a 30,000 square foot building there. And it's going to kind of act like an automotive building where they're going to check cars in and out for repairs and everything. So, and this is where in the future, they're probably going to build another 100,000 to 200,000 square foot buildings. And this is Modine building. They announced 3 or 4 months ago that they were going to gut their building and repurpose it to do chillers, to make chillers for data centers. This is about a $42 million project. They're gutting the building. They're going to add on 65,000 square foot. They have 180 45 employees, and they're going to keep all of them on staff. And when it's completed, they're going to add another 200 jobs. Great addition. This is right behind Modine. This is a 10-unit building that was just completed by Ryan Shrimp, and they're being leased up now. And across the street from that, and it's a lot further along now, it's actually building going up. But this is a 45-unit building that was approved by MHDC, 45 units, apartments, and they plan to be pretty close to completing 26. Another great project, a lot of housing. This is very interesting. This is Modine here. This is that 10-unit building I talked about, and this is the 45. And this 18 and a half, our 22-acre site is going to be approximately 40 lots with 140 units on it. Duplexes and fourplexes. That's going to close in March or April, and they're going to start the infrastructure right after that. So probably 27 city buildings being built, but again, a great addition. I missed a slide in here, but on Fairgrounds Road, I just found out about this yesterday, the Special Learning Center. I saw some trucks out there, so I inquired about that. And I don't have all the details on it, but it's called here. High Roads to Education. And it's a program, they're over in Columbia, and they're a national company, and they do special teaching for really severe kids and handicapped and whatever. They basically, they're one-on-one, and they have leased the Special Learning Center from the city. And over in Columbia, they have about 47 teachers. They'll probably have at least 20 to 30 new teachers here. But they teach kids almost on a one-on-one basis. So this is, I'm going to down Edgewood. If you haven't driven down Edgewood in the last 6 months, there's a lot going on. Nice drive this morning. This is Missouri Corn Growers on Edgewood. They are building their new headquarters, about a 10,000 square foot complex, and it's coming along very nice. This is again taken in October, and there's a lot of steel up already. This is the Roy Blunt Center for Healthcare Integration and Innovation. It will house the Missouri Primary Care Association and the Missouri Behavioral Health Council, and it's a 52,000 square foot building. Great design, and it's really nearing completion. That's some cars rendering what it's going to look like. Down the street from that is River Road Christian Academy. They bought this building last year, totally gutted it, renovated it. It opened for school in September last year. And they are in the process of adding a gymnasium, playground, and parking lot to that. This is another, there's two buildings here, across the street from each other. Again, this is Multiply Credit Union. This building has been totally renovated, and they're making this their drive-through area. And then this building where the drive-through was, they're going to enclose that and make more offices there. And they plan to have all that done in 2026. They're also adding a large parking lot behind it. Down the street, we all know Wildwood Drive is now open and expanded, and that's going to be a great addition for future housing. The city has done a great job on in working with the county. Part of the half-cent sales tax has gone towards this project. And up at the other end of it is the roundabout, and that's open. But this is the exciting part of it. This is Wildwood Estates. If you drive down Wildwood now and look up on top of the hill, you'll see a big barn up there. 6 months ago, that was all woods. You can't even see that barn up there. And this is going to be a tremendous project. These are going to be villas. That's going to be a community center, a gated community center, pickleball courts and those types of things. And this is what they're going to look like. These are going to be pretty high-end type units. Going to be 140 units, 70 buildings. And in 2026, they've already started construction. You can't see it, but they're planning on having about 20 units done this year. This is down the corner of Creek Trail Drive across the street from Brickhouse Deli. This is Dr. Tudor bought this land and built his new office, and they opened there just a couple of weeks ago. Here's a fun one, luxury toy boxes for RVs, cars, and toys. This is up on Creek Trail Drive, and it's really come along. They've got the concrete parking lot in now, but there are 7 units there, about 1,700 square feet apiece, where you can, and then on the interior, they're going to have back in the back, they have a little kitchenette, bathroom, and up the steps, a little office building, whatever. So park your RVs, your cars, your toys in there. They're doing condos and they're selling them. Coming soon, Sullivan Bank came into Jeff City about 2 years ago, and they're getting ready to build their new office as soon as spring gets here. This is across the street from where you go up to Menard, so it's going to be right on this corner here. And that's an artist rendering of it, good looking building. This is the interior looks of it. Now we're going to go out to Unilever, and Unilever has just been a tremendous corporate community for Jeff City. In the past couple of years, they have spent $83 million on a liquid IV plant that they brought to Jeff City and retained a lot of jobs for Unilever. And they also built a 30,000 square, a third-party ingredient plant for the liquid IV at a cost of $18 million. And they are currently building this, it's 90 foot tall, and that's a $27 million project. So in the last 3 or 4 years, they've invested $128 million and retained 521 jobs in Jeff City. Cherry Creek is getting ready to add onto their complex out there. They're going to build 2 28-unit buildings, 56 total units, and they keep their complex very nice, well done. And they're going to start infrastructure this summer, probably 2027, to start building. This is the Hawthorne Bank. It used to be their trust department up on Truman Boulevard in Amazonas. We just finalized the lease for that building. It's 26,000 square foot, and the company out of Mississippi, Young Williams, has gotten a contract with the state of Missouri, and they're going to take over that building in March or April. Glad to see that not just taken. This is on Rainbow Drive. I think this right behind this is a Savannah subdivision that was approved. They're gonna have 122 houses in that subdivision. They plan on having about 22 units done in 2026. One of the entrances. So this is what they plan on getting done in 2026. This is a piece of ground, you don't know where it's at, but it's on Country Club Drive, but it's a small ridge. It's across the street from the Country Club, the 18th hole, so it sits right over here. And Danny Vaughn's gonna build he's gonna put a cul-de-sac street in there and build 6 nice houses. This is the old Red Lobster, and that has been sold. It's been sold to the Heavy Duty Operators Union, and they have gutted that building, and it looks a lot different already. But they plan to have that totally completed and moved in 2026. Capitol Mall, this was a Spirit Halloween that was used to be Joanne's, and they've got a new lease coming in on that, and that's going to be always bargained out with good stuff, cheap. Over to Wildwood Crossings, all the retail is totally full. Behind it, this building here is the bank. It went vacant about 6 months ago, and it's really glad to see that a new local bank is taking that over. And Legends Banking has just opened it. They opened up in there February 2nd. And you can tell this is an old picture because that building's gone. That building was sold, and Hampton Express is being built there now. So that'll be done sometime this year. That, of course, is already open. This, in November, this really surprised me. I driving down the street, and they were tearing everything down. This is the agriculture building, and that's a 17,000 square foot building. Yeah, right around that. But anyhow, they gutted this building. They moved all the people out in October. And they are gutting that building. It hasn't been renovated for 30, 40 years, and that's a $14 million project. And that's tearing the parking lot up and everything. Of course, this was taken in November, and that is totally different. The building is going up. That's going to be Olive Garden. Ken Theroff made the announcement a month or so ago, as when he was president last year of the chamber, that he did something that nobody else before. He got Olive Garden.
I had a lot of comments about that. I'm still taking credit for it. Until I see silence.
Right at the street on St. Mary's, a few blocks back, don't have a slide on it, but the juvenile detention is going to be building their building and breaking ground, and that's another $14 million project, and they're going to break ground very shortly. Across the street from Patty Malone's, it's the Lodgers building, and you really don't see much going on, but they are doing about $11 million project on that. They're adding onto it 3 stories, and they're going to add, they have 54 employees now, and they're going to have 84 as soon as this is done. One last slide here. This is what's happened in Jefferson City the last 3 years. J.C. Rett put this together. And then again, this is as of October, and saw a slide yesterday, but don't have it yet. But this is what we've been working on. In 2023, there were 17 building permits for 21 units, 23 permits, and as of October 25, there's 52 permits with 102 units. You can see here that in 2024, that's $4.5 million year to date. In October, 18.5 million. And the slide that was brought up to date yesterday shows that it was a total of $25 million in 25. Now, I would guess, have done some projections with all the housing units that I've shown, subdivision stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't get up to 50 to 60 million in 2026. So it shows, as the mayor was talking about, between J.C. Rep and housing and chamber, city, the board of realtors, different ones, a lot going on in the housing. All those slides total together about 900 units.